Okay, so it's going. One thing I forgot to show was that, again, if we take a look at the git config, the origin was added. So if we wanted to type that in, we could. Again, using the command line helps us from, or using the user interface or the command keeps it from fat fingering anything. All right, so we're gonna bring in developer B now. And so here's developer A. I'm going to have another folder, and that'll represent developer B's machine. So I think I need to exit out full screen now. So we'll have GitHub in the middle. Have our file system here. Oops. And then we'll have developer B's machine or VS Code on this side, on the right-hand side. So developer B doesn't have a folder yet, so he or she will need to clone down the code. So again, you can do it from the command line. We're gonna go through here, and we'll use HTTPS. So when clone this, give it the URL. And then we're gonna tell it where to clone. Okay, and then we'll clone into here. Here, developer A's code has been cloned into developer B's machine. So I'm going to do the same thing, but this time using the command line. So I'm going to remove all of this actually. And then I'm going to clone into a specific file. There's probably a way to do this with VS Code, but I don't know how. So I'm going to clone. I'm going to give it the repository URLs, and then I'm going to tell it which folder name to clone into. So I'm going to say clone into a folder named developer B that's under git demo. So here, developer A and developer B have the same kind of structure. But by default, when you clone, it will clone into a folder named git demo 2021. Okay. So if we were to look at, oh, so I have to open into a proper folder. Now if I do git graph, it should show what I want. Okay, so origin, so developer B's master is the same as what's on GitHub. And so they're all at the same commit right now. So here I'm going to demonstrate developer A working on a feature and then developer B working on their own feature. Okay, so you always want to start at whatever's on the origin. Otherwise, you'll have headaches. So we're going to branch off. We're going to create a branch. It's a feature branch, developer B feature. And here we're going to go branch, create a branch. Oh, I guess this one I'll show how to do it with the command line. Git switch C feature developer A feature 1. Okay, so developer A, continuing with the command line, I should do the GUI first. So I'm going to say developer B made some file, line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Save that. And then we'll stage that new file and then commit it. Oh, so I haven't set up the username and email. So I don't know of a way to do it from the the GUI interface. So I'll do it from the command line. Developer B. Oh, again, the config, because we cloned it down first this time, the remote information is above the user information. So email the B at okay. So the info's there, and hopefully it'll allow us to commit now. So it's been staged, adding the text file. So here, oh, you can actually see the name. That's cool. All right, that's hard to see. But yeah, so we're slowly adding more commits to this feature. We can actually push this branch to the origin, GitHub, and we should be able to see it from here. We're not going to use pull requests in this class, but that's something that's very common in open source. So here's developer B's branch, and you can actually see the developer B. And then if we go back to master, you won't see it. So for developer A, we can git fetch from origin, and we should be able to see developer B's branch. Okay, so now let's have developer A kind of do the same thing. And then we'll add some lines here, same as before. Okay, we're gonna add the file. Right, so I always, git status is some. If you use the command line git status, it's a way to tell you what things are. And so this is telling me developer A text file is new. So I'm going to add that. Then this is going to tell me it's staged. And then if I want to unstage it, I can use that command. But I'm just going to commit it. So here, that's my commit that I just made. So I'll do one more change maybe. So the status has been modified. Add everything, because that's the only change. So again, it's been staged. So I guess I should just show. So don't forget this stage flag, otherwise you might have bad results. So here I'm going to show it as unstaged. So once I do that, I'll come back here. So same as the UI, I can unstage it with that minus. Okay, so I'll stage it. Now commit it. Change file to txt. And then now I'm going to push it to origin. So I also need to specify the branch if I haven't done this upstream before. So now I should see the refresh. I should see the developer A branch, and it only has the developer A text file, whereas the developer B branch has only the developer B text file. So both branches exist. They're both on GitHub, but it doesn't exist on developer B's workstation until you fetch it. So I tend to like fetching. Seems a little safer than pulling. Pull does a fetch and then a rebase or a merge. So I just like to do it step by step. So that's just personal preference. You can pull if you want. So here, developer A's branch got pulled. So now developer B is aware of its changes. So now let's have developer A merge first. So I'm going to switch to master. Actually, let's have developer B. I'll do it through the GUI and then do it again on the command line. So I'm going to switch to master. And always fetch before you do any merging to make sure you're merging to the latest version. Okay, which it is. So now I'm on the latest version of master. I'm going to merge my feature branch into master. So merge this feature branch into the current branch, which is master. Oh, so here's how you don't do the fast forward. Huh. What? Let me reset this. I want to try to get back to this master here, uh, if that's possible. Yeah, I don't know if I can reset because I want to try that again to make sure. I thought it would have fast forwarded, but I thought it wouldn't have fast forwarded, but it did. So I'm gonna git reset origin master. Okay. So when you reset it, it kind of keeps it for you just in case you need it. So I'm gonna remove this developer P because it's already captured in this branch. Okay, so I'm gonna try it again. I'm on master, merge into the current branch, create a new commit, even if fast forward is possible. Okay, so I want this checked, and it'll give me that nice little branch interface or indication. Okay, so I guess it is possible. I'm just not sure why sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. Maybe I use a different menu this time. Okay, so I merged it, but you'll notice that on GitHub, the developer B is still not there, and developer A is not aware of the merge. So in order to make your merge, kind of publish your merge to the rest of your team, you have to push it. So again, you always want origin master and your local master to be at the same commit. So after you merge, try to quickly push a branch. And once it's pushed, yeah, on master, you should now see developer B. And again, you want to clean up after yourself, so you no longer need that remote branch, so just delete it locally and also delete it on the remote so that this list eventually, I mean, you only want master and the features you're working on. Okay, so that's pushed, but as developer A still isn't aware of the changes until developer A fetches. So they've got to fetch from origin. And now developer A knows that the GitHub master has changed, the origin master has changed. So so developer A would then need to bring its local master current to the origin master. Since I didn't show this with the GUI, I'll show the GUI first, and then I'll do it again with the command line. So I think what you do is you do a rebase, and you want to rebase your local master on top of the origin master. And oh, so I made a mistake. I was on the wrong branch. So let me fix that. Git reset hard, so we don't have to discard the change. Okay, so now our local feature and origin is the same. And now I need to check out to master. And then I can do the rebase. Rebase master on to origin master. And then that's how, and then your local master is now current with what's on GitHub. So I'm going to do that again. So this is where we were. I'm going to do it again with command line. So I'll reset to this commit. So I'm back behind origin master again. And to do the same thing, and from the command line, it's just git rebase and the branch you want to rebase on top of. So this will put my local master here on top of the origin master, like we just did at first. So now my local and origin is up to date. I can finish my last merge. So git merge feature developer A, no fast forward. Save the commit message. So this is stale. I have to refresh it maybe. All right, so I don't need the date. That's weird. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure why it's stale. So now that I've merged developer A's feature branch into master, I need to make sure I push to GitHub. Otherwise, the rest of the team won't get the change. But before I do, actually, I'll just do it now. So I'm going to git push origin master. So now origin should be the same commit as my local. And if I refresh now, the developer A and developer B features, their files are there. And developer B needs to fetch before he or she is aware of that change. So here we go. I'm going to fetch that change. And then now we need to make sure that developer B's local master is at the same place as the origin master. So I'll just do it from here. So rebase onto origin master. And now they're all in the same place. And again, developer. So we should clean up the remote branches. Developer A still has his branch there, his or her branch. So let's delete the branch and also delete the same branch on remote. So now GitHub should only have the master branch. And then, so you notice that developer B still has this developer A branch and vice versa. So to clean this up, you need to fetch from origin and also prune. And that'll get rid of the extraneous branches. So from the command line, to do the same thing, this is how you list all your branches. Hit branch all. I think there's a feature here to show this is how you can see all your branches. And we want to fetch from origin and then prune the branches that we no longer need. So that's gone. And now we're left with the branches that are long running. And then since this is the command line persona, you can get to the same graph using these commands. So here you can see it looks almost like the top, but definitely this user interface is a little nicer and easier to read. But it is possible, and once you get used to it, it's no big deal. Because ideally, you shouldn't have too many branches outstanding at once, so you should only need to kind of differentiate between 1 or 2 branches. Okay, so there's that. And the last thing I want to show is if your branch diverged and if there's a merge conflict. So let's do that. Okay. So I'll do a new feature branch. So I'm gonna modify developer B's file, commit that. Okay. So if I merge this, okay, so let's pretend it's developer A is working on the branch, developer B creates a new branch. And then developer B makes some changes on developer B's A's file. The A file. Okay, so they're both working on their own branches. But this time, developer A will merge first. So I switch to master, then merge. And then I'll push it to origin master. Okay. So we merged it and then it's pushed. We no longer need this. And then it was never pushed, the feature branch was never pushed to GitHub. So we don't have to delete it off the remote. Now, if developer B tries to merge without updating their master, they're going to run into an issue. So let's check out master. And then we're gonna merge the feature branch into master, the outdated master. Now, if we were to push this to origin, it's gonna have an error because the origin master is not where we, it has moved on, and we were making changes to an outdated master. So we have to fetch, and then we'll realize that the origin has moved, and our master is now diverged. So to fix this, you have to bring your master back, or bring your master to origin, to where the origin is, and then merge it. So I have to go to this commit before the merge. How would can I do this? Reset. Reset current branch to this commit. So this is the hard. I don't care about the changes. If you do, you might want to use one of these. But for this example, we don't need the changes. And it's already been committed. So master's back. So now we need to make our local master current with the origin master. So to do that, we have to do a rebase. On top of origin master. And now we can do the merge. Merge the feature branch into the current branch. And then we'll push it. Okay. So now the B's mod is here, and the A's mod is here on master. And again, developer A needs to fetch from origin to make sure his local master is up to date. Okay, so now they're square again, and again, delete the branches you don't need. So merge conflict is the last one. So let's do that quickly, and that'll be the last thing we cover in this demonstration. Let's do another file. Okay, so added by dev A. I should be on a separate branch. So this is the third feature. And commit onto this feature branch. Five, four. Oh, I didn't stage it yet. Okay. So here, let's say developer B also makes changes to the same file. Feature developer B feature 3. All right. So here we need to modify file 4. And then what did we say here? File 4 was added by dev A, added by dev B. So we're modifying the same place. So there's going to be a merge conflict. So let's stage and commit that. Dev B mod file 4. Okay. So it hasn't been pushed. Both developer working on their own branch has not been pushed. So we need one of them to merge and then push it. So let's merge here. Well, let's do it here, I guess. Okay, so git switch to master, merge the feature branch into master, and then push to origin. So yeah, I should set this as upstream. It just traps it a little better, but it's not a big deal. Just saves you from extra typing. I'm sure there's some extra feature that I might not know about. All right, so that's pushed. Let's delete these branch. And now, developer B is going to fetch the change. So here's our feature, and that's the change that developer A just pushed up. So we're going to rebase our master onto that, so at least we're not divergent. Into origin master. Oh, let's see. I screwed something up here. I must have rebased it without switching branches. So how do I stop this? Let's discard. I think this discard. Open file, stage. Set review. So I don't know how to cancel a merge or rebase on VS Code. So I'm gonna go to the command line. So I'm going to go abort, hit rebase, abort. And then now we're back. So the issue came because I was rebasing the feature branch instead of the master. So always remember to check out the master and then do your rebase onto the origin master. And now it can merge, and then we should see that merge conflict, which is what I intended. Okay, so we're on master. We want to merge into this. Merge the feature branch into the current branch. And then here's our merge conflict. So here's what we're going to focus on. So this is a little much to see. So you can accept the current change, which is this, accept the incoming change, which is that. It's nice, this UI. You can accept both changes and compare it. So really, all it is, if we were to look at the file, so what you could do is just edit it, and you get, if this is what you want. But these UI is kind of a nicer way of doing that. So I'm gonna not save this. And I'm gonna try to accept both changes and see how VS Code does it. So it looks like it did it pretty well. And then you can just stage that merge conflict and then commit it. Oh, so I need to save it. Okay. So this is confusing to me, so I'm just gonna check it with the command line, and so that looks right. That's what I wanted. And that looks right. So I think I can do that. And that should do it. We've merged our changes and resolved the conflict between dev A. So the last thing we gotta do is just push this branch back up to master. And then file 4 here should have both changes. Oh. Okay. I must have done something wrong with VS Code. So stage this. So merge conflicts are a little bit scary, but it's all fixable. So here we'll commit it, and then we'll push again. I'm not sure why those delimiters got leaked in. I probably didn't use VS Code's user interface enough or well enough. But now that we pushed the actual file change we want, this is what we intended to happen. And then the last thing that needs to happen is for developer A to fetch from origin. This is the command line person, so. And then now everyone is at the same point again, which is what we want. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. Developer A and developer B should have the exact same files, and that's the power of Git. It allows you to kind of like collaborate on code and do these kind of nifty things automatically without emailing the code back and forth and manually reconciling the changes. So any questions or comments before I stop the video?
I do have one quick question. I'm looking at the website for the Git practice for everyone. For us to be able to merge our branches or commit our branches, will do we have to have like a higher access, or do we have to go through the, I think it's called a pull request?
Okay.
Right now I'm trying to like commit, or I'm doing a git push, but I'm getting a denied
Gotcha.
for access.
Yeah, let me set that up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me one sec. Any questions on this demo that we just had? And then I'll stop the video and then address your thing there.
I had a question about the no fast forward flag. When would you use that compared to just merge itself?
My personal preference is to just always use it. I like seeing these branches, but that's a personal thing.
Okay.
Depending on your team might decide like we don't like seeing these extra things, so they can fast forward.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you.
Cool. And I can't believe we both stayed this long. But thanks for staying. I'll stop recording and we can talk some more. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up before I stop? Though? All right.